Why does it hurt so much when the day breaks? Why does it hurt so much when the day breaks? It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show on your radio. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show on your radio. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show.
And good morning. Welcome to the Cornbread Man Morning Show. Dave in the AM, your host on this Tuesday. While we're flying through the month, September 16th. Nice and cool today here in North Georgia. Getting ready. I'm coming on earlier. I'm going to another facility of ours we're doing an audit today. Those things that you do to get better. So I'm getting out of town a little earlier. So I come on earlier. So have to depart and get on the highway, hopefully beat some of the traffic too. I know how that is. I always hated it when I had to go be in Atlanta really early because going in the mornings was crazy going towards the Capitol. There's been times when I was headed to the Capitol during the sessions to be at the invitation of my senator. And once I was honored to even, but this was the best though, because when I was invited to bring the devotion before the Senate chamber, they had my own special parking place. Clergy has their parking. That was the greatest because I got to drive down. You still had the traffic. I mean, you can't get away from that. It's just bumper to bumper, 6 lanes wide. But you get down into the heart of Atlanta, and there's a particular pathway you have to take. But that was the easiest one because I got to pull up and I was just steps from the door and got to park in Clergy. But the rest of the time, you're usually parking down the road in a parking deck, and then you cross the road above the above the street and then walk over it and back down. And then you have to go obviously through security. But the traffic was horrible. And by the time you got out of there, usually the traffic going home was horrible. So that's just the way it is in Atlanta. I remember one time we were there and I needed to be over in Gwinnett County to go I won an auction at a synagogue of all places. They were doing this very popular auctions, and I won an auction for one of the most amazing pieces of hand carved and built like something like a farm scene. The barn was absolutely amazing, and fortunately they were having school late into the evening. We left at 4 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, right around in there. And honestly did not get to it took 2 hours, I think. The traffic, we just got locked down. I know it was over an hour just to get to the place over in Gwinnett. And then it took me another hour plus to get home. So it was a late night. I think I pulled in about 8 o'clock that night. But if you live in the city or near a city, or you go in the city, you know what I'm talking about. And it's a little crazy. Faith and Family Politics, good morning to you. God bless you. I hope you're doing well today. God is good to us every day. And I know we deal with a lot of trials and tribulations in this life. But you know what? We got so much to live for, and we got an eternity of great things. And boy, wouldn't it be great to be an eternity and be away from this just cesspool of filth down here. I love my life. I've got a great family. I love what I do career-wise. I love the podcast. I love being an American. I love my sports and all the things that goes with everything that you do. But I'm going to tell you what, it's when you read these stories and this sickening story, as you follow this horrible tragedy that has occurred and other tragedies like it, and you wonder just how deep they go. And this one, it seems like they're actually making some inroads to deeper. And it would be nice to see a lot of people taking down through this that need to be and imprisoned. A network with money funneled to take out a man, no matter what someone's opinion is about him. I know how I feel. I don't. It does. I'm not going to change my mind. People out there are saying all sorts of things, but irregardless, you have the right to feel the way you feel. But just to know how deep this thing was, and the almost like scoring the touchdown. They're doing the touchdown dance over the man's grave, literally as he's dying, is absolutely horrifying and sickening. That we see stuff like that going on, and I hope that this, like I said, I hope that sometimes in battle, you get when you go back in history and you look at battles and you look at how somebody or how an army was at a particular battle and they could have won a lot more than they did. Like they could have pushed the enemy back. They could have taken the field that day. They settled for just one little spot. And later on, you see how that cost them in war, like how that cost them later on overall, how that came out. Well, we do that sometimes. They get the initial and they sort of don't run it to ground and they don't find out all the people that's involved, and people get away with stuff. And this time it looks like, thank God, I hope, and it looks like, I mean, Mr. Bonbons, Daddy Bongino, is telling Newsmax that they see a wider network in the assassination. Well, not only see it, go after it, and wherever it takes. I always say, wherever it takes you, whoever it leads to, whatever paths you got to go down those paths and take these people down. They're the scum of the earth. They are murderers or assistants in murder, so they're guilty, and they need to be dealt with, because that if they can do that to him, then there's no hope for me. I don't even have the notoriety or the security that you could have had. But anyway, I do hope that they go down that road and get all these people. Apparently, in his online chats, they have laptops, computers, gaming devices. I mean, they've got the whole enchilada. They've got cooperating witnesses who were singing in the breeze. I mean, they may hate America, they may hate conservatives, they may hate Christians, they may hate whoever, but boy, they're singing, ain't they? As the feds come in and the locals come in and they're sweeping in and they see this armada of police that are coming in and investigating. They are singing, yeah, he did it, yeah, and they're giving up everything, and he's not cooperating. It's not going to matter. Everybody else is, and they're going to get some of these people. That'd be one or two probably get a deal. I mean, I hate it, but that's what'll happen. I don't think they need the deal, but they'll probably solidify and get them some kind of a deal to sing on this guy. And they've got all the evidence. And apparently, in the Discord, they've got it where he admitted to what he did. So, and I know that it's amazing to watch how humans are. And again, you have the right to feel the way you feel, but everybody wants this one. Uh, the amount of people that say that he's not dead, that he's in hiding, and all that, I guess that just comes along with a de facto celebrity death or something that was very tragic. And I guess he just goes into this special place where all the other people that were supposedly killed are standing, I guess. But listen, the man is dead, and I just want to see him. All these people taken down, um, and I really believe. I don't know his widow. She is certainly of the background of a Christian. She's going to reach out and try to use this for positives. But I do think she's going to, want the fullest extent of the law. Whether that includes the death penalty or not, I don't know. That's for them to decide. It's really none of my business. To be honest, it's none of my business. I know people would like to see that, but it'll be up to the family. It'll be up to the authorities for that. It absolutely meets, I think, the criteria. But that'll be up to sometimes families say, we don't want that. We just never let them out of prison again and be done with it. I want them to live a long life behind bars, and think about what they've did every day. But again, she may not go that route. That's totally up to her, and that's none of my decisions or even my business. Honestly, I'm not because again, that's a private thing. It wasn't my husband or whatever. And to a greater role, this gives the president some fuel, not only for this, but other things that have happened to go after the terror networks that we have domestically here in America. And it seems as though he is ready to declare Antifa that terror organization, which will open up some legal avenues to take a lot of these people down, and just the torches and dogs will be out, so to speak, and they'll be running these people. The mask will be coming off. Let's say that the mask will be coming off, and let's say who these little punk people are. It makes me want to say other things. I'm not going to. These little punks are that with their mask on, hiding out and terrorizing our communities. We might be shocked at who some of them are. They hide out their face. Let's expose that whole network and let's take it down, and get some things done. So Stephen Miller, there's an article today, says the White House to smash domestic terror movement, and I would, I'm all in. I don't want these people, working the streets around me or anything, living next to me or in my communities or anywhere in my country. But it definitely is as energized. This definitely has put. There was already a move to work on getting after some of these. I think that was already part of the plan. But this was fuel to the flame, and they are going after them full bore now. I think more than they ever were, and absolutely, it mentions that they can use the RICO against them, and you can. That's been very successful to do that. That's so those type of actions were taken against the Klan. They were taken against the mafia and others, and so do it. And let's take these networks down. I mean, it's just a sickening. What we've got working in our own country is we've got these seemingly almost without any kind of stoppage networks that are working within our country to destroy America. And we've been frustrated about it. Nobody seemed to do much about it. Now maybe these people have nowhere to hide, and we'll get after them and get it done and just rip these networks. It's kind of like that scene in Tombstone, right? When they've done damage. I mean, they've killed the brother, the other brother's badly injured, and they look like they're on the run. They look like yeah, we've got them out of here, and they send the assassins to finish the job. And that those tables where they were laying in wait, they turned on them. They took most of them out, and then tell the others to go back and tell them I'm coming and hell's coming with me. It just kind of feels like that. I can feel it's like Trump's got he's got the black outfit on, and standing there, and all these people are standing behind him. All these law enforcement people are energized, saying, "Let's go get them." And and again, those are people are going to be concerned about violation of their rights, and we lost some rights at 9/11, and we do have to safeguard those things. But we don't have to lose rights to get these people. These people are so in the spotlight. They know who these people are. A lot of them. Let's just get the legal things in tow. Make sure it's all legal and above board. It'll pass muster with the Supreme Court, whatever. And let's take these people down. And there are moves that they can make. And if the state's standing away, then there should be a way for that not to happen. I try to stand by the states' rights as much as I can because because we've seen the damage that's been done by a federal government run amok. But at the same time, and that's the balance you have here, sometimes states don't play ball, and there are actions that can be taken. Listen, it's been happening for decades. States have been forced into compliance through money. I mean, let's face it, the money for roads and stuff has been used as a hammer over the head of states for a long time. If you don't do this, you don't get it. And I get it; it's your money, but we don't give you this money if you don't comply. And that's been happening. I mean, it's nothing new. It is it has already been happening, and the federal government has done that and other monies and things that they could apply for, grants and things that would be closed off to them if they don't play ball. And in the matter of public safety, I think that's certainly, if we're going to do that for roads, my God, would we not do that for the safety and security of the United States and or those citizens in a particular state? So I think most states will be on board with this, but there's always, or it may not even be whole states. It could be. We could think of two or three that would probably, be against anything, and they've already shown that. But certainly cities will stand up and try to oppose some of this. Why? I don't know, because these people, I mean, let's start a part of the network, and then let's get them too. But these people are no good for America. They destroy our cities. They take out people. They burn things. They disrupt, and it looks as though these networks are killing people, and putting out the hit. And who is it? Who is at the higher level? And where's this money coming from? That's another thing. Even if you know the who, if you can prove that these certain networks who were led by person X and X and X, but where did that money come from? And I wonder how much if they will run this to ground. I wonder how much of that money will come back and will be found out to be taxpayer money. I just wonder, money that we have paid for, they've taken and used against us in our own cities and streets to destroy and disrupt and to terrorize whole communities. I think we'll be a little, maybe not shocked, but I think it'll be appalling to us as we see some of the information that will be coming out. So let's hope that happens. I mean, there's still for me questions within this Justice Department and within the FBI. They seem at times they seem to be a little bit over their head. Kash Patel, I'm still not sold on. He seems, say the right thing sometimes, and other times he looks totally, I just say it looks inept at what he's doing. And the messaging in this particular case with Charlie Kirk was they absolutely it was choppy at best, was a full on disaster. They're announcing that they have people in custody who to this day we don't know if seemingly they had nothing to do with it. They were early. And I get it. Sometimes you arrest somebody early in because they're suspicious and it's a fluid thing, but they were almost announcing they had people. Then they had to come back, and it was obvious they didn't have people, and they were let go, and they were still looking. So when you tell the community at large, we got him, and there was that, we got him, or we think we got him, or whatever, and then you find out hours later that they're still looking, and they give out descriptions and photos of a person that they're looking for, that was a fail. And in the rush to get information out there, I get it. You got to be careful, though. When you say we got him, well, is there more? Is it the only guy? They made it seem like it was solo, which it's not now, really. There's more than that. But maybe the shooter, you say we got him, but they didn't have him. They had an old man. They had another old man they put in custody. We seen that they didn't have him. And then later, they had to back up him for hours. We were left believing they had the guy. They didn't have the guy. And then they have the guy. It's like we don't have the guy, but we say we do. Then we announce that we're looking for the guy. Then we have the guy. We don't say we have the guy. And hours later, we say we have the guy on the morning news. And it seems like it was just happened, but actually it had happened the night before. A lot of weird stuff going on with that. And this has been a problem. And listen, I'm supportive of the president. But it has seemingly been a problem that certain agencies within the Trump administration are. I don't know if it's competition, ineptitude, or what, but they are not communicating with each other. They're putting out information, and then another agency has to come in and clean it up, or they have to clean it up themselves. This is not the first time. We're not even at the year mark yet. We're getting closer, but not even at the year mark. And all of these things should be cleaned up by now. This is not a good look And there's a lot of people questioning Cash Patel and his ability, and including Dan Bongino and their ability to handle this. Pam Bondi has also at times been questioned about her ability and what has she done or not done. And it is, and I know the president has a habit of trying to. Now you can always tell when he's for somebody or he's with somebody. We'll say it that way. He may be mad at somebody, but he's with somebody. Like he'll say they're doing amazing work. Well, how about that Pam Bondi? I mean, he said just the other day she's just doing amazing, fabulous work. What a smart gal. He'll say something like that, or at times Cash Patel. Oh yeah, he's really going after it. And but when he's mad at somebody, it's like it's ghost town. Not saying a word about him. He avoids, he deflects, or he tries to talk from strength about that without actually naming them. He'll just say, "Yeah, there's some things there. We need to look into that. We're looking into it now." And it's interesting to see how he treats that. He has done this a lot with Pam Bondi. Boy, she's doing a great job. And some have believed he's just trying to, defend his own pick. I don't know. Some people, we'll see through this. I think through this investigation and through this work to dismantle domestic terrorism, we're going to find out in the next few months how good the quality is of these people, and if they're still in the job after 2 years. Because I have a feeling at the midterms, there's not going to be a lot of disruption until the midterms. And once the midterms have came and gone, there'll be some people that it's kind of like, because this is a weird dynamic where he was the president, then he wasn't the president, then he's the president again. And usually when you have 8 years all together, usually in between you'll have a number of people that will leave an administration in the second term. Certainly in the first 2 years of the second term, you'll have a lot of people leave. There'll be a lot of new faces. Well, these are new faces from the first term, most of them. But I wonder if that time frame's not shrunk down to 2 years, and maybe even a little before that. I think you're going to see at the midterm of the president's 4 years. I just kind of feel like that 2 year mark, you're going to see some people offloading either by choice or being told to go. And I suspect that no less than three, possibly four, will be gone after the midterms. That's my opinion. We'll stand and see if what happens. My gut tells me that. I think he's frustrated with some things, but to do anything right now would be a bad, bad, bad look, and it's not something you want to be doing before midterm elections. So once you see that happen, and I do think that the second part of his term, because you've gotten past the midterms, I think will be even more intensive in how and things that are happening within the country from the administration's point of view and the things that are getting done. Because you got to look at everything from a reelection standpoint. Yes, I'm sure the president wants MAGA to continue. He's going to support somebody, whether that's J.D. Vance or somebody else. He will do that. But as for himself, he's done. He'll go on and do things and be a leader in other ways, but he's out and won't be serving. And so he's got nothing to really, he doesn't have to worry too much. I mean, really at all. I don't think that he worries anyway. But just, those advisors around you will be saying, Mr. President, we have these polls, you're trending up, or this is hurting us. I mean, you got all that stuff that's going on. In the second, if the midterms are successful, and we hold the Republicans hold all the seats that they need to and hold the majority, I would think that the second 2 years is going to be pretty intensive, and the president's going to fully put into place his plan for making America great, and that's going to be more intense than it is now. Along with that, I think he'll tell some people, it's been nice serving with you, but goodbye. And he will make changes, or he'll ask them to quietly step down and move on. And I just got to feel like he's frustrated right now with some of these people because it looks like it's Keystone Cops, and I know they're no pun intended because they are legal people, law enforcement, and or the the prosecutorial and the attorney general and whatever. But they, and I just think that there's going to be at least, and I think they'll leave. I just don't think they're going to stay for the whole 4 years. They can go off and write a book and talk about with their part in making America great again, and they can try to move on, use it to platform into bigger and better things or whatever. Others will stay there to the very end and not move. And then there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be on, really worried in that second term or second part of the term because of there will be no chains on the president. He doesn't really have to worry about poll numbers anymore, other than to help a successful transfer to hopefully still a conservative president. I'm interested to see that dynamic of how that works, and but the midterms are important. They really are. He understands that, and everybody understands that. We'll see what happens with that. But as this is happening, and everything has there's a yin and a yang to everything. Think about what we were talking about just 2 weeks before the unfortunate and horrible tragedy of Charlie. And I'm not looking for a deeper meaning here. This is just the way it is in politics. 2 weeks ago, and it's still out there. 2 weeks ago, what was in all the news? The war between Russia and Ukraine, and that is uglier than ever. The drones that crossed into Poland, NATO moving things into those NATO states that are right next to uh, Ukraine. Russia saying those they feel like that they're kind of at war with Poland already because of their posture, and that rhetoric is heating up. The president, right before this unfortunate incident, murder, assassination, I don't mean to downplay it, said he was willing to put air support into Ukraine, air support. We talked about that on the podcast. So that situation was heating up. You swing over to the Middle East, the ugliness of Gaza, and I don't think there's nobody that can say that that's not a cesspool of hell right now. Israelis are moving to wipe out Hamas. They're full on destroying basically the rest of the country, or at least most of it, to do that. And it's still in the news, but not to the level it was. This horrible tragedy is acting as a screening mechanism for those, and also to China and some other things that, to this point, the president has had a little difficulty with on the domestic or on the international front. And for a time, this has dropped that in the news. It's all about what's going on in America. And some would say, okay, by design. I don't know, but what I will say is politicians use that, and the news is caught up in it. And even though there's articles about the other, they're not catching the traction that this story is, and for good reason. It's America. It's what's happening here. It's ugly. It's getting uglier, and we've got to take these things out. So we're not even hearing as much about you know deportations and stuff, even though those things are still going on. There was an ugly. I think it was in Kentucky. Did y'all see that in Kentucky where the ICE and local authorities and protesters? I'm going to tell you, man, it's something like a railroad bridge or something. Oh my gosh, or some kind of bridge, and they were full on. Got the dogs out. They got the police on the beat down on these people that had come out there and trying to stop. It was a moment. I was thinking, my God, this almost looks like 1960s all over again. I was just a little kid, but you look at those images of what was going on, and you're like, wow. I mean, it's just guys, it's surreal. I guess is what I'm looking for. It's surreal that I'm seeing that the dogs out and people being beat, and these people are not heroes, but the media will try to play that up. That story didn't even gain hardly any traction. The assassination has dominated the news for days. It will continue to dominate the news as the charges will be leveled. I think that's today, I believe, when they will fully level the charges. I don't think they did it yesterday. If they did, I'm sorry, but I think that's what they said today. So that's going to be all in the news. I'm sure there'll be an appearance before the court to make the plea and all that stuff. That's going to dominate the news because that continues to push these other stories down on the cycle, and this story dominates. And honestly, for the president, that helps him because the issues between him and trying to bring peace between Ukraine and Russia has not been working. And if anything, it's gotten uglier. So certainly he's working on it, but it actually helps him to not have to be asked about that constantly all day long by reporters wherever he's at, because the story has shifted now to what's going on in our country. And as you know, memorial services are going on and funerals and or funeral and whatever else, everything's being watched. And I just think it's interesting. I like to sit back and watch that, how politics work, and how when you see different ones that are stories that pop up, and what is your, they're used, sometimes they will, news services will say, what's your top 5 stories of the day or top 3 stories? Or like you look at what's trending on like an X or something like that. What are people typing into Google? What are they searching for? Those are interesting to see how that switches, sometimes minute to minute, hour to hour, and day by day. And it's certainly people are looking up a lot about things that are around Charlie Kirk. They're looking up a lot about this shooter, his family, his background, others within him, the network. Discord has been mentioned a lot. The gamers, it's a lot of gaming is involved, a lot of gamers. Trans is involved in this. I mean, it goes on and on. Weapons are being talked about. What weapons? Was it that weapon? Is that the weapon? Some people don't believe it was. You know, there's still a lot we don't know, and there's still people as people find out information. You know, they're trying to get out there and find out what they can, and in some cases, sadly, planting things out there that are just absolutely not true, and that's to get clicks or whatever. So we deal with all of that, and all of that is a kind of a screen for the administration of the president as they work through this story or this case, and we'll see where this goes. And then the interviews that will undoubtedly begin, and you'll begin to see more interviews with some of the pertinent people involved. You've seen a little bit, but not much. It's a little too soon. But as we get a little deeper into this, some people that will be exclusive interviews with people of their part in this or what they see about it. And I'm interested like anybody. What does somebody have to say? What does his family have to say? Other people, they're singing, they're cooperating fully and letting the authorities know, hey, I don't want trouble, even though they did. I'm here to help. How can I help you? I'll tell you anything you want to know. That seems like what they're doing. So they've turned over all those things to let them know what they have. So hey, while we're talking about that, and we do appreciate Rumble, which I am streaming out to a couple other things today, but you see the QR code on the screen. If you haven't already, make sure you download the Rumble app. It's free. I have it on every device I have. It's free, simple to use, and the best way to stay connected to the content you want. Once you've got it, search for the Southern Fried Podcast and hit follow. And we appreciate all the followers we have. We're kind of small on Rumble, but I tell you what, Rumble's going to be good to us. We have a lot of people that follow us. We appreciate that. And we have some big creators that are helping us along, and I appreciate that. That way you'll get a notification every time we go live. No missed shows, no extra steps. And I know occasionally, people say, did I get a notification or not? I can tell you when I went live this morning, all of my devices were saying, hey, the Southern Fried Podcast is live. You can grab it right now by using the link in the description or the pinned live chat. Download it to your phone and you're ready to go. And if you prefer watching on the big screen, Rumble is available and on all major streaming devices and smart TVs. Many times the one behind me here, and I have another one in the studio as well. I'll have Rumble on and be looking at other content creators or just my own to make sure that it's streaming correctly on Rumble. So just search for Rumble, follow the channel, and be part of the action. And we love Rumble. And now with Pickaxe coming on board, which we're already in, a lot of content creators are. Now you've got that opportunity to blog and write articles. I love that. I think that's awesome. And the stream looks really good and it's integrated already, and our videos are popping up over there as they said it would. The apps will be dropping for those very, very soon. But thank you, Rumble. Thank you for what you do. Listen, Rumble has to fight against every crapola out there. All these people that want to destroy free speech, all these people that hate the Christians, hate the conservatives, hate America, they absolutely want to destroy Rumble. So, major retailers would not do business with them. I'm sure they've had people that have tried to stop them from collecting the money. That's another way they go after some of these platforms, is to stop their ability to make money, especially on the international front, because I know of other platforms that have had trouble with this, where they make it difficult for them to collect money. This has been a tool that these people have used for a long time. And going all the way back when a lot of these people were on other platforms I won't mention, they used this as a way to destroy their ability to collect donations. I'm talking about even faith-based organizations that were using money to help and help kids or whatever, this people in need or whatever it was. I know of several. It just absolutely just about destroyed their ministry, and they had to switch platforms. Many of them came to Rumble, and that's when the floodgates opened up. And so I'll always make the stand for Rumble. Let's keep them out there. We need that voice out there, and we need to hold on to free speech. Good morning, Michael. I hope your sister's surgery went well. Praying for her. Again, I was kind of trapped at work, and I went to the funeral home. I didn't get to go to the funeral, but a lady in our church, her family member died. We're thinking of her today. Miss Rita Castillo, she finally got a doctor's appointment for tomorrow. Remember, she was on Mama Said. She had a fall at home or at one of her kids' homes or something. She has a couple of breaks in her arm. She's got 2 or 3 things going on. She's got finally got a doctor's appointment tomorrow with those folks, and she's hoping to have surgery by the end of the week. She's been in a lot of pain. Y'all pray for her. We hope to have her back on a regular basis on either Mama Said or Hump Day Views. I think Hump Day is where she's going to end up because of her work schedule. But right now, she's just in a lot of pain. So y'all remember her. We're going to have her back. Don't forget tonight, episode number 2 of the Southern Pride Paws and Claws, or Southern Paws and Claws, our pet show. And tonight we're going to talk about, among other things, it won't be the only thing we talk about. We're going to talk about foods, for your animal. And we mainly talk about dogs and cats, but we'll talk about I don't matter. If you got an ostrich, we'll talk about it. You can enlighten us about them. It's a fun show. It's meant to be informative, fun. And soon we're going to have videos of people, or people will come up and talk about their pets. And people like to talk about it. It's their family. And my granddaughter, in fact, is going to get in on the action, and she is going to be making a video. It's the first time she's done this for me. She's going to make a video. She'll probably put the camera more on the dog, but her dog, Coco, and she is going to make a video and air that. And I'm glad, and Coco's an interesting character because of she was a rescue. We'll talk about all that when we air it. I hope to have it by tonight. I hope. I want that video. I told her, I said, got to have it. So hopefully we'll get that tonight. But if you have an animal and you'd like to just send along in a message or an email or whatever, or, I don't have my scroll up this morning, but email me at southernfriedpodcast@yahoo.com, southernfriedpodcast@yahoo.com, or my personal email, Cordell's, my last name with the S, Atlanta, all one word, CordellsAtlanta@gmail.com. And we'll make sure you get a link. And it'll go kick off at 8 bells tonight, Eastern Standard Time. And it's episode 2. We're looking for this to be on a while. We've got a couple of new shows. I'm hoping to get one of those, hopefully, will be on Thursday night. It's a music talk show, and we're going to talk about music and groups and our experiences at concerts, or how we've kind of followed a band or a singer or whatever. And the first show, hopefully Thursday night, will be all about, and we'll mention others, but all about the rock band Tesla from Sacramento, California. I'm a big fan of them, have been for a long time. and especially their guitarist. And they're still out there getting it. These guys have been kicking for a long time. Episode number 2 will be about the rock group Def Leppard, and I have a lot of history there. So, and I have guests that will be coming on. If you'd like to be considered, which is really just contacting me, come on up, and that'll be Thursday night, not 8. That's probably going to be a 10 o'clock show. Michael says there was complications. They had to stop, have to see a different doctor. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. And then again, I want to say thank you to Faith, Family, and Politics for the good morning this morning. Lord bless you all. You're all a blessing. Hope y'all have a blessed day out there. Again, I could be on for a few more minutes, then I got to head to Dalton. It's like the aircraft coming in, I'm the aircraft going out. Like on the flight deck, they're giving them go. That's what I'm fixing to do. And head to Dalton and do the audit. I hope to be home a little earlier today. I hope it works out. Got some things I need to do behind the scenes, but then we'll be ready to go tonight. Looking forward to it. A couple of new things happening tonight. So hopefully, we're trying. So pray for the country, pray for each other. We got. I didn't get to see all the games last night. I was watching a little bit of football before I went to bed, but I was tired. And that second game, I wanted to see how Ladd McConkey did with the Chargers, and looked like he was having a pretty good little game going when I was watching, and see how the Raiders and Chargers did. I'll catch up this morning with some of the news on that. But I know some people don't like. I just like football. I don't like the politics of the crap. I don't. I hate everything generally that the NFL does, to be honest. But I do like following players that I have followed in college, and I do like that. I don't listen to pre-games. I don't listen to halftimes. I don't listen to any of that. I'm so sick of all the crap that they try to pump at you. All I do is watch the game. That's it. I don't turn on the game before the ball is in the air on the first kick. That's it. And again, I don't blame you for and and to those teams that didn't take the time to honor Charlie, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. I will say it. But yeah, looking forward to more football this week, and be a couple of big games out there. So looking forward to that. And then Wednesday we'll be back with the morning show. Me and Rob. His lunchtime. I say hump day. It is hump day, but the lunchtime, and then hump day views and the Southern Fried Vent on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. So, and there may be something else. Last night we got the racing show in with no problems, although Facebook was giving a little bit of problem. Horrible start to the sports show. We had to back up and punt. We did get a shorter show in on a few of the channels. Facebook was not working good. A couple of the platforms were not doing good. It's the worst time we've ever had trying to get online. Those things happen. So, and some people could get on the Facebook and some people couldn't. So, yeah, Michael says that a few pro teams paid homage to Charlie through the big screen. They did. In fact, most of them had at least a moment of silence, and there were some that chose not to. And I think I mentioned Tennessee. It wasn't Tennessee. It was it was Baltimore, Cincinnati. God, I know that third one, and then there was a couple more. So call them up and ask them, hey, why didn't you do that, fans? If you're a fan of that team, this is important to Americans, most Americans. Now, there's a lot of idiots out there and a lot of sick, ugly, demon-filled, I'll say it, demon-filled people who are dancing on the grave, celebrating, laughing, and they expect us to feel sorry for them because they lost their job. You're an idiot. You know what? We've always said we have the freedom of speech, but you do not have the freedom of consequences. I work for a major company, a Fortune 500 company. I cannot go out there, and I have a responsibility to that company who employs me not to be an embarrassment to that company. And if I go out there and do something so controversial and so disgusting as to mock death and say, and some of them have said that they should have got the family too, and hope somebody does. You people are sick. I say you shouldn't even be living in our country. I don't want people like that walking the streets of America, to be honest. But I get it. They have the freedom to think whatever they want and say it, but you're not free from the consequences. And you lost your job, you have you're only yourself to blame. Don't be mad at conservatives. Yeah, they might have made the phone call and pointed it out to your employer and sent the videos, but you're the dummy, the absolute idiot that got on the horn and went out there and told the world, hey, look at me. I'm stupid. I'm disgusting as a human being. And I'm going to, yeah, look at me. And some of them even had their work uniforms on while they did it. What idiots. You deserve what you get. And when you, good luck getting another job. Because when you go out there, they do a little check on you on social media. That's the way it goes nowadays. You know, when they go to hire you, they want to see what kind of person they don't want, want some Hannibal Lecter person out there. Yes, they look at your social media. They look at, some companies look at your credit score. Some companies, um, they do a full on background check. They go talk to people that know you. They will go to your previous employer, and good luck getting a new job. It's just dumb. I mean, why would you do that? Because they're not smart and they don't care. They have no soul, or I guess they just say they have no heart, or what heart they have is evil. Um, yeah, sure, it is, Michael. Uh, so yeah, these people are, you know, no, you're good, man. I'm not going to be here that long anyway, to be honest. So I get it that you got to leave, Michael. So no problems, man. I've got just a few more minutes, and I've got to go as well. So, but you're good. Appreciate you popping in this morning, and everybody else. You're awesome, and appreciate you being. I take that as a high honor that somebody gives me some time of their day. And if they, I see numbers pop in and off the screen. If you stop in for 3 seconds and you gave me 3 seconds of your life, that means something to me. Even if you go, that guy's an idiot, I don't like him, or I'm just not interested, it still means a lot to me that you stopped by. Something interests you enough that you stopped by and said, "Who are these idiots?" Southern Fried. So, and for you that stay in here and listen for a while, you never say anything. We know you're out there. God bless you. And for those that come in and chat, you know what? Even those that have hated on us, even those that have said you're an idiot, you're stupid, you're disgusting, and I've had it said that something I've posted or something I've done or something I've said in a video. That's okay. At least you are, you're recognizing that we're here. In the early days, we were trying to get anybody to see us. It was like, hello, hello, hello. we we remember. I told Rob last night. I said, I remember the streams we had when we were like, "Hey, we've got somebody in the chat, or they're not talking, but they're there. Hello, come up and talk to us." We're almost begging. It's amazing how far that has come for us. It took a lot of work, but at least we got some people coming and hating on us. Good morning, Minnesota Patriot. How are you doing today? God bless you. Thank you for the praying hands and all. We appreciate you, and I appreciate they're faithful to Killer Carl, and he has great programs. I am honored to call him a friend, and he usually stops by. He stops by quite often to our programs to at least say hi, and he doesn't have to do that. It shows his character, and he does try to help us. And he's nice enough to have us on screen sometimes, and he doesn't have to do that. And he's told me anytime I want to come up, just let him know. And on a Friday night, especially when they kind of do the free, or Saturday night when they do the free for all, and I appreciate that. You know what? That's why I say that I love Rumble, is because of the creators that are in Rumble, and I've seen the ugly, and I appreciate all those fine folks that are out there and a part, and that includes you that are maybe not even you don't podcast, but you support podcast, and that means a lot to the Southern Fried. It means a lot to me and Rob, and we appreciate it. Now Rob doesn't usually do the full on straight Rumble because he really doesn't, even though he knows how to pull it up StreamYard. I do a little bit different way some days, just on the shows that I do. And so I usually just broadcast out of Rumble, where he broadcasts to Rumble. So, and it's cool either way. but Rumble's a big part of our family. We have a lot of followers on, thankfully, X and a few others, but Rumble is a base for us. It is the base, and we hope to continue to see that grow. Not for our egos or anything. We're just appreciative. Just like to have more and more people in the discussion of letting us know their opinions. And sometimes we greatly disagree with those opinions. Sometimes we you know uh, we try not to let that be dividers, or and every podcast has it. Sometimes you have uh, differences of opinion. I've seen it on every podcast, and us guys sometimes we can lose our temper. Yes, he does, Rock, and I appreciate him so very much. And I mean that. I'm not name dropping he's just a friend that I did not know, many months ago, and I didn't even know how he come into our stream one day. I don't even know if I had seen him. I don't even know how. I think he found us because that's the kind of guy he is, and he likes our NASCAR show. He tells people that he likes our NASCAR show, and he'll usually stop in when we're doing NASCAR. He likes to stop in on that show, and he did yesterday. I think he did. I almost certainly did, but he stops in quite often. Michael says they have a web page for idiots. Put that back up. Making videos so they can send a copy to the idiot's employer. They do have that. And like I said, they deserve what they get. If you're dumb enough to go out there and do things like that, you deserve the consequences. And then they're making the second video where they're crying, wailing. You can almost see the demon in them. You know, uh, crying out. You won't believe what happened to me. I lost the job. It was my passion. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. This is the worst day of my life. And you expect us to feel sorry for you when you were out there dancing on the grave? You were kicking in the face of these little kids and a widow and dancing on that, celebrating it, making videos pointing to it, the ugly video or cartoon creations of it. And you were also saying that you wish that you were excited for the day that the rest of them be taken out, meaning not only the rest of his family, but people like me and you that are listening. These people are sick. I could care less you lost your job. I wish you would lose your citizenship, to be honest. I can't stand it. I don't want those people around me. They're disgusting. Can you imagine? What's next? They're going to pull up in front of they're going to show up and hold a devil rally right in front of their home or something. I mean, that's the kind of people we're dealing with. God help, they're going to have a lot of security at any kind of memorials or anything, because these idiots will show up and you know and wait and see. Wait and see. You know it's going to happen. Halloween. I don't even have to say it. You know what some idiots are going to dress up as. You know that's going to happen. That'll be and I hope the retailers will be smart enough not to put that out there. But some of them have no scruples. They don't care. They'll sell anything. And you wait and see Halloween. That will be if some idiot comes to the door like that at my home. I'll promise you they're getting knocked off my stoop. They're knocked out of here, down, rolling. I don't want to see that crap. That is horrible. Unless it's a little kid, then we're going to tell them to go back at home and no candy for you. It's just sad, man. It's just sad that we have people in this life that think that that's acceptable. My God. I mean, you know, I don't go, like when somebody's being put to death, they've been sitting in jail for 35 years. They finally decide, oh, we're finally going to put them to death. You have the protesters come out. You also have the people that come out and they're for it. There's supporting the victims of this crime, and I get that. But what's kind of weird about it, I mean, sometimes it's a celebration. I get it if that was your family member or whatever, but there are people that just kind of follow along with stuff like that, and they sort of celebrate it. And I don't know what they get out of that, but I don't have a party. I will watch the news about it until it's over, and for me it's a relief that this person will never have the opportunity to hurt anyone again. And so that's what I get out of it. All right, let me do one last ad while we're still on the air. And we did the Rumble one earlier. Well, let's do Rumble Premium, because if you're going to get the app, you want to get Rumble Premium when you can afford it. And they've made it very affordable. You've probably noticed Rumble is growing fast and it's not slowing down. Yay, we love that. They're building a real alternative to big tech and puts creators first and actually protects free speech, and they do. And now there's a Rumble Premium, an easy way to upgrade your experience. With Premium, you get ad-free viewing across the platform. It's nice not to have those pop up. I get it. And anybody can buy an ad and place it, or just about. And some of them you like, or some of them you may not like. So this is a way to go ad-free. No pre-rolls, no interruptions, just the content you came for. Plus, premium members unlock exclusive content like bonus videos, behind-the-scenes drops, and more from your favorite creators. And yes, me and Rob will be involved in some more of that. Right now, Rumble is offering a $10 off an annual subscription, which is what I did. Just go to rumble.com/premium. You see the QR code there as well. And use the promo code STUDIO, which I like because I'm in my studio. Promo code STUDIO at checkout. That's rumble.com/premium. Promo code STUDIO. No ads, more freedom, and content you actually care about. That's the deal. And I love that. And I love Rumble Premium. And I do have one of my names that I'm signed on. It does not have it, but the others are all under the same umbrella, and we enjoy that, and it's nice. So, and I'm glad I'm helping Rumble, so it's good. So do that, and you save $10 if you do it that way. And they're doing a lot of things to help the creators and for you, the listener, and I appreciate that. Minnesota, I love these lunatic liberals spaz about them losing their jobs. Yes, bring it on. I laugh at them. You're idiots. One woman, they were showing you could actually see the demon side of her. I recognize that. Oh yeah, they're absolutely possessed. You can see that. Watchmen for you. The teachers are the best ones when they lament they can't continue to groom their children. Yes, Watchmen for you. Absolutely. What a bunch of, we don't want you around our kids. My God. And these communists hate you with hate you cannot comprehend. That's true. That's true. They are full on. They have no sense of empathy for anyone. There's no good spot in them where they go, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have felt that way. No, they full on narcissists. They feel like they're right. They're just full on spewing evil. And that's the kind of people that would love to put the blood on their hands and rub it all over themselves, your blood, and say, yeah, look what I did. Took them down. And they're sick. They're sick. They're absolutely sick. And we don't need people like that around. Honestly, we don't. I don't want to work with them. I don't want them around my kids. And it's like a molester. Get them people out of here. I don't want anything to do with them. Hey, I'd love to stay on longer. I do have to go because I got to travel earlier to work. We will be back on this evening and in the morning as well. Thank you for your support, and we appreciate you. Thank you and all of us. We do the ads, and we appreciate you sitting through that. You understand. And many of you are premium members, and you certainly have the app, and we appreciate that. Hey, take care out there today, and continue to pray for this family and the people involved. It's just a sad situation, and let's hope they fully take these people down. I hope the whole network. I want to see a lot of perp walks. I'll say that. A lot of perp walks, and let's get these people off the streets and as many as we can. Let's put them on trial, for with the death penalty in place, because they're the kind of people who would kill or authorize killing again, and they've lost their right to exist. What they've done. So anyway, take care. God bless. We'll go with some music, and we will see you soon. It's Dave in the AM, aka the Cornbread Man with Southern Fried Podcast. We'll see you later.